But from that bear market, that bottom of the bear market, once we hit the bottom, it will go up. So the rising, if you will, is not starting at the halving or after the halving. It will start when the bottom of the bear market is reached, and that could be today or next month or maybe 3 months from now, but it will come. That's what I think. And well, one more thing, the halving cycle, this halving cycle, of course, is not over. So we're 2 years in, a little bit more, I guess, 2.5 years in. But we have still 1.5 years to go. So a lot can happen in that 1.5 years.
Popular Bitcoin analyst Plan B became a Twitter sensation in 2021 when 3 of his prize predictions for Bitcoin hit the spot almost exactly. But as we've all experienced this year, his model didn't turn out to be very accurate in an unpredictable macro environment. In a recent interview with Benjamin Cohen, Plan B briefly explains what went wrong with his past predictions, and most importantly, he gives his Bitcoin outlook for the coming years. Make sure you watch until the end, when Plan B explains when he thinks we will see the exact bottom of the bear market and the possible start of a new bull run. Please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel if you want to stay updated on the latest news in crypto and stock markets.
Last cycle, or at least since I published the article in March 2019, has been a hell of a ride for me. I never, ever imagined the impact and the effect that would have on Twitter, on Bitcoin, on me personally as well. So just publishing that stock to flow thing and seeing it unfold, including all the discussions, was a big fun until the 2021 when everything went up as predicted, or expected, I should say. So at least we have that. It's not that nothing happened after the halving, but one thing is for sure, and let me repeat that. I mean, we did not reach the $100,000 that I thought we would have as an average, mind you, right? As an average, and we would go way beyond that. So that did not happen, which is too bad. However, it's not that the world was boring last couple of years. Man, what happened? It was COVID first, and all the aftermath after COVID. Then the China mining ban in what was it, May, June, somewhere 2021. That put an end to the 100,000 hopes already, and then it a second time to reach that 100,000. Then of course we had this war in Ukraine, and inflation picking up, and all the rate hikes and quantitative tapering instead of easing. So the entire world sort of did an 180. In fact, there were 3 stock to flow models. So the first one that was published in March 2019 had an average price of $55,000. That was the most accurate with hindsight. Right. So the original was the most accurate. But when the price started to move up in 2020 after the halving, with the new data, I recalibrated that model on yearly data. So not on monthly data like I normally do, but on yearly data only. And also yearly data from before the halving to get a real out of sample test, if you will, and prediction. That yearly model, that had an average of 100,000. And well, since the price went up and up, we sort of went with 100,000. I guess hope was also part of it. With hindsight, the 55,000 model was more correct. And of course, there was the third model, which is the stock to flow cross asset model. That was more like a fundamental model, not based on historical prices of Bitcoin and stock to flow ratios, but based on the stock to flow ratios and the market caps of gold, silver, real estate, and other assets. That's why we call it the cross asset model. And that was the sort of holy grail. Can we predict the price of Bitcoin without or with very little historical data, only based on other assets that also are scarce, like Bitcoin? So that had a very fundamental value, but also very, very rough and very wrong, or at least the price is very way off. And the stock to flow cross asset model had a price of $288,000. So there you have the 55 of the original, they're 100,000, later updated on yearly data, and the 288 based on other asset data. The only thing that I added to that model, in my opinion, is that I saw there seems to be some 4-year cycle in it. The main rise in the Bitcoin price is always 1 year after the halving. So you see the white line of the stock to flow model jump in 2012, 2016, and the halving of 2020. And in every three years right after it, the Bitcoin price rises. And what's quite interesting is that while there was not a halving in 2011, not a formal halving, the stock to flow ratio in 2011 did double. It was sort of an unofficial halving there. That's in fact the only thing that caught my eye at the time, and I added it in the model, and it sort of, like you see in the chart, it sort of says the same thing. Bitcoin goes up and to the right, and the only thing that it adds is that the real rising is after the halving. So coming back to your question, yes, I think the next halving will again be a very important milestone for Bitcoin, because the miners will see their revenues halve, and they have to be compensated somehow to keep their operations running. They know it's coming, so they'll plan for it. And I can predict that there will be a lot of people again, like last halvings, that will say, okay, there will be a minor capitulation and a death spiral, and Bitcoin will go to zero, and it's all over. In fact, they're saying that now for other reasons, but that will continue. And we heard that last 3 halvings, the death spiral narrative and the minor capitulation narrative. I think we'll be here again, and I think it's a very fundamental and structural moment for Bitcoin again. So it either makes it or breaks it. Of course, I think we'll make it. If you go one step deeper, you see that this low, so the bottom of the bear market, is also about a year, 1.5 years after the all-time highs, and that's also true today. It was true in 2019, in 2015. It's also true today in 2022. But from that bear market, that bottom of the bear market, once we hit the bottom, it will go up. So the rising, if you will, is not starting at the halving or after the halving. It will start when the bottom of the bear market is reached. And that could be today or next month or maybe 3 months from now, but it will come. That's what I think. One more thing, halving cycle. This halving cycle, of course, is not over. So we're 2 years in, a little bit more, I guess, 2.5 years in. But we have still 1.5 years to go. So a lot can happen in that 1.5 years. And I know it doesn't look very well right now with the FTX thing and all the fallout of the partners, investors in FTX. But we have 1.5 years to go. So once the quantitative easing starts going, or the war in Russia, in Ukraine is over, or whatever trigger there will be, we could easily reach that area in this chart, let's say 2024, where the logarithmic regression and the stock flow model are crossing, which is in the $100,000 area. Yeah, I would not be surprised. Of course, Bitcoin can go down. I know there's people waiting for 14,000, which is of course minus 80% from the 70,000 high, which all bear markets seem to have reached. Minus 80% from 70,000 is 14,000. And then there is a group that's waiting for 10,000, which is 85% from the top. All possible. I don't think it will happen, but it is possible. What I think will happen is that we will see a bottom somewhere next couple of months. And I mean, the bear market of 2018 and 19 was about 6 months. We're obviously in 6 months now. Maybe this will take longer. Maybe this will be like 2015, where it took like 9 months, I guess. That would mean like 3, maybe 4 months of sideways, with some up and down, but mainly sideways. And then I guess the force of the halving and the force of all the people that have sold with a loss and the new buyers that have bought at a very attractive price, that dynamic and the halving on the radar, that will come into play. And so I could see a steady rise and a start of the bull market no later than, let's say, the end of Q1 2023, and then going up towards all those lines, whether it be the stock flow model or the logistic regression or some of the other lines. But yeah, that will be it. I don't think 2023 will be spectacular, but I think that dynamic that we talked about will play out.
Please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel if you want to stay updated on the latest news in crypto and stock markets.